I'm Mark Lloyd. I'm the Chief Executive of the Rivers Trust, which is the umbrella body for the Rivers Trust movement of 60 Rivers Trusts around the UK and Ireland. Well, the challenges are huge in my view. We have a lot of rivers which are still polluted with both sewage and agricultural runoff and a number of other pollutants. We are running out of water in many parts of the country. Water resources are very scarce, and when we have long periods without heavy rainfall, rivers run dry in some parts of the country. And we have a lot of habitat issues in rivers. So we have a lot of rivers which are heavily modified. They've got barriers to fish migration and the natural functioning of rivers, and a lot of vegetation which has been lost, which means that rivers are not really in their natural condition. Well, really it's a job for the whole of society to take on the challenge of restoring our rivers, lakes and wetlands to good health. They have an immense value to everyone in society, so we need to take a collaborative approach and have everyone involved in that conversation, from landowners to water companies to Rivers Trust to the Environment Agency, government, the regulators. All of those people need to collaborate around a common vision. I think at the moment one of the problems we have is that things are very fragmented, and often initiatives are pulling in slightly different directions, and there isn't a clear vision of what the problems are and how to go about addressing them. So I'd like to see a much greater collaboration around a clear set of objectives and an intent and a clear plan to achieve those things. Well, yeah, one thing is having a clear plan and a clear strategy for what we want to achieve that everyone is signed up to, and that there's a coalition of the willing around that objective. I think money is important, but there is quite a lot of money being spent at the moment, but as I said, often in different directions. So I think what's absolutely vital is that people in each river catchment come together to look at the issues in that particular catchment, and to work out a collective sense of endeavour to work out what the problems are and how they might be solved, and how various parties can play their role in solving those problems and connecting the people who benefit from those problems, so people who suffer from flooding or drought or pollution, to find out how they might be able to contribute to investing in finding solutions to those problems. Well, I think, as I said, everyone has an interest in clean water. You can go several days without food, but you can't go longer than a day without water. And it's a really vital element for all of our lives every day. So everyone has an interest in this. So I think everyone should be paying for a clean and healthy water environment, and everyone will be a beneficiary from that. Some people who suffer from flooding could be contributing to a fund to manage catchments in a better way to reduce the amount of runoff coming into rivers. But if you do that in a particular way, you can get enormous biodiversity benefits, and you can lock up lots of carbon. So there are multiple beneficiaries from managing our water and our land, and managing land is often the best way of managing water, in a more intelligent way that gives us a better return from the natural capital around us. I think the biggest obstacle at the moment is confusion about who's doing what role people have, what the objectives are, and what people are really trying to achieve. There are obstacles in terms of lack of money. Organisations like the Rivers Trust, who are third sector organisations working out in the field, really struggle for core funding, and in order to be able to survive and grow and develop the work that they do. And they often live from one year to another, and a hand-to-mouth existence. So having a sort of long-term strategic plan for investment in the water environment and making that money work in the most intelligent way. So spending money on the things which will give you the best return on investment. I think at the moment there's a lot of money being spent on particular things, but they might not be the best return for the environment. So a vision of how things might be if we get it right would be healthy rivers full of fish and other wildlife, clean water that's available for people to drink at a reasonable cost, and that is managed intelligently so that people are able to access it when they most need it. So farmers who need to irrigate in the summer have access to the water that they need, but without damaging the water environment. That people can come and swim and play in rivers without fear of getting sick from sewage or E. coli or something in a river, and that we get a huge a huge financial and economic benefit from having that clean environment. People come to the country to visit us because of our beautiful clean rivers, being a big selling point for UK PLC.